good morning everyone. In this activity, I learned that good communication skills is the heart of productive and happy relationships, whether in school, in our community, or inside our home. Based on my result, which is 95%, I encounter and I discovered myself that even though I wasn't able to um, showcase my interpersonal skills every day, since we are in the midst of pandemic and I'm just inside my home, I'm still happy to know that I am still qualified having a good communication skills. Aside from that, I also learned that having a good communication skills doesn't just need to be fluent in certain language, like being fluent in English, because a good communication skills um, is somehow related to know how to listen to someone without offending them or giving them the idea that you are more good than them. On the other hand, I also learned that a good communication skills doesn't just limit on talking, because it includes the idea on what you need to say, what you have to say, and what you don't need to say. Because there are instances that someone whom we consider good in speaking don't have limits on their words, and sometimes became rude and offensive already. In addition, um, as I am answering the questions, I learned that being a good communicator, you must know how to listen, know whom to speak, know when to speak, and know what to speak. Because for me, a good communicator has the heart, has the mind, and a common sense on what words and expressions he or she will throw to someone. I realize that having a good communication skills can make a person productive or successful in life, because in this world, what we need to do is to speak out, to express. And by expressing our feelings or telling someone our ideas and giving suggestions can make a big difference and a big impact on ourselves. And aside from that, even though we did not finish our white collar job or did not finish college, as long as we are good in terms of communication skills, we can be successful also. Because as I said before, I mean in the previous video, that a good communicator doesn't just stop being very good in speaking. It includes knowing how to listen, having the heart, the mind, the common sense on what he needs to say and what he needs to say. Also, I realized that I admire someone having a good communication skills, because I'm so talkative in my life. I always wanted someone to listen to me, someone who is willing to comfort me and willing to address my loneliness by means of speaking. I realized also that I am a good communicator, but in some ways, because I am not that fluent in speaking English, but at least I know how to speak Bisaya, English, and Tagalog. But I could not consider myself as fluent, though the characteristics and features of being a good communicator, I attain some of those. So maybe I can consider myself as a good communicator. Also, I realized that being a good communicator is very hard to achieve, especially if it is not your talent. You're just trying to be a good communicator, because it is, for me, it is something that is inside us, our willingness, our intention, our want to speak, in our attitude. Because being a good communicator includes an attitude that is cannot an attitude that could not be attained in just one day. And so I will use all my learnings and realization in this activity to become a productive student teacher uh, in the coming months, because as far as I know, we are in the midst of pandemic, and I don't know what mode of learning, may it be modular or online. So it is important that we know how to speak, especially in asking teachers, in going to someone just to ask a help, and or to find directions. Thus, I don't consider having a good communication skills as a competition, because it depends on someone, it depends on the situation. I know that someone might get jealous or insecure to someone who is very good in speaking, but for me, I just wanted to remain an average person, because I don't want to be involved in a competition where sometimes we can offend someone, or sometimes we became rude, or as they said, we change our attitude. That's because of competition. Though I am still wanted to become competitive in a good way.